Hi guys, it's Dr. Michaela from Active Life Chiropractic. Today we're going to be working on some hip exercises to help get mobility through the hips, the low back, as well as working on our internal and external rotation of our hips. So as you see, I'm on the ground. I'm sitting in what's called a hip 90-90 position, meaning both of my hips are flexed to 90 degrees as well as my knees. This front leg is going to be in what we call an externally rotated position. Our back leg is in an internally rotated position. So I want you to think of how you're sitting right now. Can you get both of your knees touching the ground? If not, you could sit here, mobilize your own legs, push down, and help to stretch through these muscles. I also really like to bend forward, especially over the top leg if you're having some glute pain, some sciatic pain, and you'll get a really good stretch through your posterior glutes. Another thing you can do in this position is we're going to start adding mobility to it, okay? So to start off with, I want us to relax backwards, and then we're going to do a windshield wiper-like motion. So I want us to keep our feet where they are. I don't want us to lift our feet, but I want us to move only our legs, so it'll look like this. So as you see, I don't lift my feet up or slide them around. This motion is purely coming from our low back and our hips. If you notice that you have asymmetry side to side, meaning maybe when you're sitting like this, you could put both knees down, but when you're on this side, maybe you're like this. That is where that stretching comes forward and pushing in through this position. So that's the first thing I want you to think of. The second is when you're laying back and forth, is this too easy for you? Are you not feeling it as much? Now we're going to start progressing this to using our core a little bit more, and we're going to try to move in that same position without using our hands back here. So I hold my hands right here, I squeeze through my core, and I move through my pelvis to help mobilize. You will find that this one's a little bit harder because we have to move a little bit more through our core. So I want us to engage that deep breathing while we do this. The next progression with this is going to be lifting up onto our shins. So we call this a shin box. We are going to picture squeezing our glutes to levitate ourselves up, okay? I do not want to see people rocking back and forth, gaining momentum to come up. I want us to squeeze through the glutes and levitate upwards. Then we need to hinge our hips and come down slowly. That slow engagement backwards is where we're really going to start feeling our glutes. So this is going to be great for strengthening the hips. It's going to be great for that hinging movement of a deadlift, picking up babies, stuff like that. So that is a really good progression of that. The last thing I want us to talk about in this hip 90-90 progression is internal rotation of that back leg. So we are already in somewhat of hip internal rotation when we are sitting like this with one leg backwards. What a lot of people can't do is lift this back leg upwards, meaning we have lack of internal rotation, and that causes a lot of pinching in through our groin and our hips. So we are going to work on lifting that leg upwards. This is a really hard movement that a lot of people can't do, and even myself, I find myself going forward like this when I lift that back leg. I want us to try to isolate by not lifting too far forward, but still contracting through this glute to help lift this leg upwards as much as you can. This is going to help with that hip internal rotation, and again, that pinchiness that we feel in the front of our groin. So do that slowly because some people can cramp when they do it too hard. I would do this about 2 or 3 times a day for 3 up and downs each side. If you have any questions about any of these hip 90-90 progressions, give our office a call today.